Hi there. We're talking about the best side hustles for teachers, and we're talking about becoming a virtual assistant or VA, and specifically getting started with deciding what you should offer. So, my name's Eileen. I'm from Teach with ND, and let's get started. So, here's some ideas of some skills that you likely have already going into this. Um, And if not, there are things that you could, look into. But here we have social media, administration, creative content, and content creation in general. So, this is for you if you are burned out and also tired of being broke. I totally get that. I've been there and uh, still there in some ways. So I totally relate. And I just want to share with you what I've learned and hopefully get you on your way to success with earning some extra side income. Um, I did enjoy being a VA for the few months that I did it last year, and I would recommend it if you have the time available. So anyway, it just depends so much on your situation. But so this is for you if you are burned out, broke, tired of being broke, um, and looking for a better balance with your work and your time. So at the beginning, you want to think of one area that you feel really good about, that you feel like you could offer to somebody else who needed this extra support. For example, if you lean towards the administrative side of things, if you feel comfortable with handling email, let's say you know how to set up folders, depending on the platform that you're using, or if you feel good with managing schedules, whether that's on Google or Outlook or different places, those are really valuable skills that a lot of people could use your help with. So just get clear on picking one skill that you feel like you could offer somebody, and it may or may not be, the one that you want to stay with forever as like your focus skill, but just to get you started. And to help you as you are starting off in your VA journey, you can think about this SET framework: skills, energy, and time. So, thinking about what do you enjoy doing? What do you feel like you have experience doing? What gives you energy, or versus what tires you out quickly, that kind of thing. And then also thinking about how much time you realistically have to devote to this. Obviously, if it's in the middle of the school year and you're working full time as a teacher, you're not going to have time to also take on, a 30 or 40-hour VA job, per week. So just getting clear on how much time you have. On the other hand, it could be something that you could look at for a break, a summer break, for example, when you might have a little bit more unstructured time. Also, as teachers, you have so many transferable skills. It's true that you also have to balance that with actual experience in whatever new area you're looking at for your side hustle, or even if you're looking at new careers. But we're just focusing on side hustles. But don't discount the skills and experience that you have in the classroom, because I know how hard you work. I've been there. And, you've got a lot of experience and a lot of skills that you may not realize. So here's a few for you to be thinking about around, all the practice you've had with communication, whether that's with your students or your colleagues or the families that you work with or the administrators in your building. um, Organization, of all types and all sorts, and technology. You know, those are some skills for you to be thinking about. Certainly, in my earlier example about email, you probably have quite a bit of experience handling email. Here we have some examples of services you could offer to more of a educational client, if you will. So perhaps another school would be looking for help with developing curriculum. That could be potentially something that you could offer as a VA, or helping build communication tools that the school could use with their families. Of course, there's a lot of crossover with this with some of the other side hustles, but those are some other skills for you to consider. One thing I've learned in my blogging journey is how to manage my energy and time. And one great way to do that is with batching, where you are focusing on one type of task for a while. So, for example, focusing on only image creation for a couple of hours. And then perhaps, email creation for a couple of hours. And that kind of idea of batching can also help you with clients that you will work with as a VA. You can use that kind of idea to time block, and it can help take off some of the pressure, because there's so many things for you to keep up with as a VA, kind of like as a teacher, but you need to be really aware and cognizant of your time and tracking your time and all kinds of things. But for right now, just think about batching and time blocking. There's also other tricks you can do mentioned here with being able to automate some of the processes that you go through, and using templates that you make to speed up your process. So another example of something you could offer would be social media posting and scheduling. So perhaps the client that you work with already has all of their content made, but they're struggling to actually get it scheduled and online where it needs to be for people to be able to see and learn about the company or the organization. So having you to come in and help finalize all of those crucial details could be a huge time saver and offer a huge relief to your client. Basic admin support services, like I mentioned before. It could also be, besides email and things like that, like managing CRM, customer relationship management platform. And so, you being responsible for managing a data sheet and being able to help follow up with certain leads, certain people that showed interest in one thing, that can be extremely valuable as well. And before I forget, I do recommend the platform that I use. It's called Subtrio, which is a white label of Go High Level, and it lets me do everything I need, from email marketing to creating landing pages, to managing all of the data of all the things. So I'll have a link to that down below if you are looking for a platform. You can also use it to host your courses and have a digital shop on there. There's so much you can do. And then another time saver as you're looking into what you can offer as a VA would be to learn how to repurpose your content. So, once you've made one piece of content, you can use that same material and repurpose it into other things, so that you're not having to create so many new items constantly, if that makes sense. So if you want to learn more about the best side hustles for teachers, definitely download this free resource I'm linking here for you. Excuse me. And I hope this helped, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.